Yeah, so happy New Year from our sustainable journey. I'm Steve,
I'm Steph.
and we get a lot of questions. And so we wanted to go over some of the answers with you all on, various things on the farm, and it's a good time to talk New Year's resolutions and things like that. So I'm going to bring up some questions. You have no idea what I'm going to talk about.
I've not seen any of these questions. So now I'm nervous.
All right. So I'll just start at the top. New Year's resolutions for the farm.
Well, that's not something I've thought in depth about.
All right. So I will start then. I wanted to do more water recycling, sustainability stuff next year, or in the spring, I guess, when we have time, and focus on more water management stuff.
Agreed. I was looking at some of the grants and stuff, so that trying to figure out how to do. We only have 8 more days now to apply for the grants. So maybe the grant will happen, maybe not, but definitely creating a water catchment system to help with watering some of the animals. Just it's intense
that's really
on some days, especially now that it's getting cold. I was not prepared for that.
Yeah. All right. Why worms?
Why worms?
That's my favorite question. I get that question all the time. So that started 3 years ago, I think. So we had a garden. So it actually started probably 10 years ago, really. We got a garden because my oldest daughter, who's now 13, when she was young, she didn't understand. There's Tom. She didn't understand where fruits and vegetables came from. She thought they grew them at the store. And so we realized this kid's gonna learn. And so we got ourselves a garden. Well, when you have a garden, you don't really want to pump it full of fertilizers and chemicals and things like that. And so I've been searching for something better than we were buying manure at the big box store. And it was like, you know what? I can make manure. And so I was trying to find a way to do it, and worm castings kind of clicked.
For him.
For me. And then we started with 500, I think. And they were doing a good job.
And they were gross.
They were gross.
I had never touched a worm in my adult life.
I wasn't a fan of worms in the beginning either. I had a bad experience as a kid with worms, which we won't get into. But yeah, and that they kept breeding and growing in population. It was like, hey, this is kind of cool. I'm good at this, I guess.
I mean, who wouldn't want to be good at worms?
I guess the worms are good at it, not really me. But then, it just kind of took off from there, and we realized that as the population was growing, we needed more food for them. We were telling our friends, like, hey, we'll take your food scraps. Ew, dude.
Gross.
And so that's how the food scrap worm combination kind of started from there. So,
and I wasn't too excited about it once he's like, let's collect other people's food scraps.
Go to the general public.
Yeah, there are still times where
it can get gross sometimes. Not everybody gives you banana peels and apple cores. Some of it's gross stuff.
Some of it's really, really gross stuff.
Yeah, that's all right.
I'm just gonna put it out there. Yeah. That's okay.
So the next one is any animal changes in 2022.
Well, the first animal change is hopefully coming in mid-January
about 2 weeks we'll lose the pigs. Well, we won't lose them. They'll go to freezer camp. I don't anticipate adding. I guess we'll have a cow in April. Our heifer is pregnant, so she's due in April sometime. So we'll have a video on that when that happens. So we'll be adding a cow, technically. We don't know whether it's going to be a boy or a girl. You don't really know until they pop out. So that whether it's a boy or a girl kind of changes things too on what direction we're going to go with that. Not sure about pigs.
Yeah, we'll see. We're gonna see how the next few weeks go and how the
Yeah.
processing and
Flavoring and all the other stuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not completely sold on having pigs again, but maybe.
Maybe.
We won't be breeding them. That's not on my agenda.
Okay.
Just gonna make that clear to the
All right.
public so that
So when you change your mind,
no, I'm not gonna change my mind. You're gonna try to tell me.
right?
That's not what I said.
So then we're also going to be doing meat birds, meat chickens, in the spring, probably around May. We'll start. I'm not sure what kind or how many, but that's our plan because chicken is delicious and we eat a lot of it.
And we've got a lot of customers
We have a
that
lot
we
of
sell our
customers.
eggs to who have been asking for chicken and
Yeah, and I don't want to take out of the egg layers because we like them. So we want to get a whole new batch of meat birds. So I think that's it. No other.
no,
We're-
I'll get some more barn cats because
Yeah.
it's
but
what
nothing,
I do.
Nothing. Not alpaca, not donkeys, or
We may end up getting
goats.
some. We may get some goats,
we
just,
might get goats.
but
We'll
not
see.
many.
No.
More of a let the girls experience them and I don't
Yeah.
know, let them graze down our poison ivy.
Yeah. Next is, can we come visit? No. There's a reason we're out here in the middle of nowhere. No.
Maybe.
Maybe once things change in the world, it's kind of, dude,
Can we not put our?
your nose, man. He got beat up.
Yeah, he's
got
got
another
scratches
fight.
all the way through his neck.
When things calm down a little bit in the world, I guess.
Yeah.
When
Once it's
when
and
you don't have to worry about sicknesses or spreading things or traveling and it sucks right now.
yeah. Well,
So
we're not there yet.
no.
But
But eventually, I mean, that's why we're putting things on video so that you can see everything that's going on here. And you don't have to come out here because it's going to be the same. It might smell a little different. And that was actually one of the, is it gross smelly on the farm? Sometimes.
it's not bad.
The pigs can be bad. Sometimes.
The chickens can be bad when
The
they're
chickens can be
more
bad.
cooped up in the coop and
Yeah, when it's like, when it's coop clean out day or whatever, it can be gross.
But are people asking about the worms and the compost?
So the worms can
That's
be,
what I would
the
think. That's the
worms
question
can
I
be
get.
smelly on feeding days for sure because it's rotting food. But then, so back in the day, I used to do this in our basement of our old house, and where the worms were was like 5 feet from the furnace. And so on feeding day, the whole house would smell like rotten food or whatever it was. This is why I always liked getting coffee from Starbucks, the coffee grounds, because they give them to you for free. And then I would sprinkle that over all the bins and it would kind of deaden the smell a little bit. So it just smelled like rotting coffee. So it's a lot better now that it's in the barn. But I also have nose blindness
It doesn't.
to
No,
It doesn't bother
I'm
me.
super sensitive to smells like that. Tom.
Come here. It's okay.
And honestly, when it was back in the basement, it was pretty disgusting for quite a few hours afterwards. But to me, going into the barn, I don't partake in feeding times. That's not for me.
Well, with the worms, with the
With
other
the worms,
animals, yeah.
Yeah, I feed the children.
No. We do that as well. We do feed the children.
No, but it honestly, it's like our barn smells more often than not like spring. Like after a spring rain. Not the wormy spring rain, that's gross. But like that fresh dirt and renewal and
There's a word for that, actually.
I don't know what the word
I don't
is.
remember what the word is, but yeah.
that's what it smells like to me. So it's actually a really pleasant, pleasing smell most of the time. Unless we're cleaning buckets or
Yeah.
Steve just fed them. But even after just feeding in the barn, it's really not, it's not too strong.
No.
Our oldest will tell us it's really gross, but she is hypersensitive to smells.
Yeah.
But it's not bad.
Yeah.
And like the smell of the cows. I always spent a lot of my time growing up in Arizona at a cattle ranch. It was like a vacation spot, but we always went for cattle drives and stuff like that. And the smell of Arizona to me is actually what manure smells like. I didn't realize that until we got the cows, but it's not gross.
Offensive.
No,
it's a I can't even explain it.
it's an earthy smell.
Yeah, it's a pleasant manure smell. It's so weird.
It brings me back to
But
being a kid and like that peaceful, wonderful experience.
Yeah,
It doesn't bother me.
Yeah, it's not bad at all until it's all over your shoes.
And it's no worse than an indoor cat smell. Honestly, that's our indoor cats are way worse smelling as far as litter and that goes.
Favorite animal?
Oh, that's a hard one.
You're gonna say cats.
Well, that's my natural inclination. Is I love cats. I'm a cat person. I'm allergic to them, but I will have 4,000 cats if I can. But
I'm partial to brie.
That was where I was gonna go with it. Is
we've got a really sweet cow.
She's super sweet, and she was so nervous and scared.
So shy and timid, and
I was just writing about it in my blog post about how she'll come up and when she sees us coming, she runs up the hill. It's like she's like a little puppy, jumping and prancing when she sees us coming, especially when she thinks we might have an alfalfa treat.
Right, something.
Yeah. As far as farm animals go, she's my favorite. But I also really like Duke, our LGD. I have trouble choosing a favorite.
Yeah, that's
animal.
true. Least
and
favorite?
Tom clearly is one of my
What's
favorites.
Your least favorite? Pigs.
I hate to say it, I always wanted a pig growing up, but
only because a few months ago they broke one of their windows and I was alone and I had to get it out of their enclosure by myself, and they were excited
and hungry
and apparently hungry, even though they have basically unlimited food, or they know where food is, and they kept basically chasing after me while I'm trying to get glass out of the floor of their pen. And so I'm quickly throwing it over the fence while trying to fend them off from getting me. And it was like, oh man, these guys could kill me. Or girls. Could kill me.
Never underestimate a woman.
Right. It just, and we've heard horror stories from neighbors and things like that of people getting eaten by their pigs and stuff. And it's like, well, I don't want a scary animal, because even when Gypsy will come charging at you, if you separate her from Brie, or if you have food and she's excited, or she's coming running at you because you have a pumpkin, that's not that scary. Even though she's 700-800 pounds,
she's gentle.
I
mean, not that she couldn't do something to hurt you. The pigs,
they'll bite you.
Oh, they have bite.
Yeah,
well, anytime
you, not me, but
I've been bit 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And my other issue with the pigs is eventually they get that hot wire, grounded out because of all the dirt,
they
and
like
then they
with
rip it out, and it's only when it's muddy and raining and terrible out that they rip it completely out, and then you've got to rewire it.
Yeah. So.
And, as much as I love sinking down in, 7-8 inches of pig
wallow.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll call it wallow.
While being bitten by a pig.
Yeah.
I feel like it's payback, because someday I will then eat their meat and bite them right back.
Any regrets moving from the city? I have one.
Oh, I didn't know he had any. He doesn't tell me his regrets about it.
It's more of a availability. We're what, 20-30 minutes from like your nearest big box store or hardware store. The restaurant choices and food choices out here are pretty slim. A lot of it's like one restaurant, but they'll serve everything. So you can get your spaghetti and tacos and ice cream and and gyros from one place, and pizza. None of it's good.
Their pizza's good.
I guess they can do
their pizza's really good.
Their chicken's amazing.
Oh yeah.
But that's my thing. It's like, man, you can just go for like a Portillo's hot dog or like a Giordano's pizza. Like you can't get that out here. To drive an hour. part too.
Well, and I mean, really, it's a good way to get us to be more sustainable and
Yeah, I
actually
know.
cook what we
It's-
have.
yes,
I mean,
that's
it's a good thing, but I think that is definitely sometimes a hard part. I don't miss that as much though, as I
Yeah.
thought I would. What's hard for me, my regret is, the challenge with friendships for our kids, because we are homeschooling this year and it's just been so different. I
Well,
mean, and
and
it's hard to get to know people with.
with COVID. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
a COVID thing. But the other thing is this county has about 6,000 residents, and all of them go to the 3 schools. There's an elementary school, middle school, and high school for the
There's
entire
4 schools, primary,
Primary.
elementary.
for the entire county.
Which is different for us
Which is
because
vastly different.
you
Because there
know,
were 4
they're-
high schools in our old town.
yeah, but only 2 in our district. But yes.
Yeah.
But it was, the
Huge amount,
my graduating, the town we moved from is the town we grew up in, and my graduating class a long time ago, which is now even bigger, was more kids than are in the entire school district out in our new district.
Yeah.
So 4-H has been good, but it's hard to watch the girls struggle with missing their friends.
Yeah.
And missing people.
I don't miss anybody.
Stop it.
I don't. I have animals. Benefits of the move.
Well, animals.
And I mean this.
Yeah.
Like, we're outside.
It's December 31st.
It's December 3rd. Yeah, you can't. We can't hear anybody. I mean, I guess I can hear a chainsaw in the distance sometimes.
We can hear
Oh,
the
we have a delivery.
the FedEx guy
hear
coming
the
up the
FedEx
drive
guy
right
coming.
now. So.
right. So we can't see or hear anybody,
Which is nice.
which is nice, but also
Most of the time.
Most of the time, but like scary storms are that much scarier. Heading out to the wood burner at 9 o'clock at night when you can't hear or see anyone else and it's totally pitch black, and you hear stuff in the woods. It's like, oh, okay, that's a little scary. I wonder what that was.
It's not that bad.
No, it's all that like.
That's why I bring Gwen
childhood.
with.
Yeah, right.
she's my strong girl who will
That's
protect
why
me.
we have guns. What else?
I think being able to just send the girls outside to play. I'm not as concerned.
Yeah.
They know our kids are good. They know where the boundaries are, and they're 99.9% of the time. Now, of course, there's always that 0.1% where they make a bad choice, but we all do that.
Yeah, they're kids.
But being able to go outside, whereas, before I always felt like I had to be outside or keep checking in on them, and here I can hear them, if I hear a kid outside screaming and playing, I know it's our kids.
It's true.
'Cause-
Yes.
So I know they're fine, and with the way our house is, with our sunroom, I can just be in the kitchen, look out, and see everything.
Yeah, we can see all
versus
the
our
way.
old house was very restrictive as to be able to see what they were doing and where they were doing it.
Yeah.
And our, the positive is no place is ever 100% safe. You can't ever say nothing bad is going to happen in an area. But looking back at all the things that are happening in the town we were in, which when we grew up was overall a very safe place to live, is now there's shootings happening on a regular basis. There was actually an apartment complex right by the one that we lived in right before we got married that actually had a shooting last night. That, it's
And out here, if you hear a shooting, it's hunting season, or somebody's practicing or whatever. But 9 times out of 10, they'll let you know.
right.
Like, hey, I'm going to be shooting in this field, blah blah blah, or I'm going to go hunting in these woods over here.
Right.
Um,
Yeah, we have
And then
neighbors tell us,
yeah,
I'm gonna go hunting, make sure your girls, I just wanted to let you know so that your girls don't play in that area. It's not,
and they know that not to wander into the woods.
especially during hunting season.
Especially.
Although I think everything is hunting season. It seems there's
Well, there's a lot of
four,
seasons.
there's like 4 minutes a year where it's not a hunting
There's
season.
a lot of good animals out there to eat. So yeah.
No, and I think the benefit is just being closer to nature, being able to feel more grounded and to be able to look out and, you know, like the girls and I will, when we go to drive to deliver eggs and things like that at first thing in the mornings, the sunrises, you know, they keep telling me, I don't remember ever seeing sunrises like this before.
Yeah, the sunset's right down our driveway. So as you're walking down our driveway to like toward our mailbox, our drive is a mile, but if you're walking towards it, like seeing the sky and the sunset is just phenomenal.
It makes you feel small and realize how truly unimportant each of us are individually.
And all this stars, like
Yeah.
it's amazing the amount of light pollution from the city that you never got to see. You know, you'd see 10. You know, everybody knows like the Big Dipper, Little Dipper, and stuff. But here you could see all the constellations, which is totally awesome. So.
Yes, Tom. This was the cat who everybody told us when we got him would never be friendly.
Yeah,
but
he was the mean guy.
He was mean, but he's my best friend.
But he was scared. That's why he was mean.
Yep. He just wants to move in the house.
He does.
He sits with his nose against the door, begging to be let in.
He wants to be an indoor cat, but he needs to know that if he goes indoors, he'll never go outdoors again.
We'll see.
So.
That's up for debate.
So there you go. Those are some of the questions that came in that I get asked a lot by other people that want to do what we do or want to get into the farm business or the worm business or the farm homesteading kind of stuff, and that's the stuff that comes up. And we can't do lives because our internet. That's the other. I guess that's the detriment to being out here is our internet is non-existent. So when I post these videos, know that it takes me 3 hours to upload one video. Although I guess the one where we said Merry Christmas with the animals, that only took
It was only a minute
minutes.
long.
It was only a minute long video. But yeah, we have awful internet.
Yeah.
So we can't do a live. I'd love to do a live and just kind of take people around, but it wouldn't work because our internet is so bad out here, and we, you know, I don't know, maybe that Elon Musk thing will work, but that seems like a terrible idea anyway. So we'll see. So thanks for tuning in. We hope you all have a very wonderful new year and that 2022 is better than the last few have been for everybody. And we love hearing from you. So if you have other questions about stuff, leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. We got a lot going on here.
Check out our website, and
check out the website,
you know,
and the blog.
if you want to send us a message, our blog no longer accepts comments thanks to GoDaddy getting rid of that, but you can contact us and send us a message, and you know, if you don't want to make it a public comment, I don't know what you can do on YouTube.
Yeah,
I'm not a YouTube kind of girl.
No, those are all public. But you can send an email to us through the website. We try and answer everybody, for sure.
And if we don't answer you, it was not intentional.
Yeah.
Because a pig ripped out a hot wire fence and
Right.
we lost track of everything.
Yeah. So, all right. Have a good one.
Happy New Year.
You're a mess. You're an absolute mess. Does that taste good? Oh, that feels so weird. Blah, blah, blah.
Got my coat? Your favorite flavored thing? You love my coat.
Coat.
It's the most delicious thing in the world. Look at you, how friendly you've gotten.
Big.
Look how friendly you've gotten. That was kind of gross. Don't lick my face.
Right?
It's a big step for you, Brie.
Yeah, don't lick your face. We're gonna have to throw out the whole wife.